Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us at our Prestige PEO webinar series. My name is Carrie Kaiser, and I'm Senior Marketing Operations and Event Specialist at Prestige PEO. Today's webinar will cover the MetLife products featured in this mid-year special enrollment. And joining me today is our MetLife Account Executive, Keith Bush, and MetLife Aura Product Director, Susie Nickak. Our webinar audience members are muted by default. However, we encourage you to make use of the chat feature to pose any questions you may have. We will respond to them towards the end of the webinar, time permitting. If we're unable to get to your question, we will reach out to you shortly after the webinar concludes. Additionally, the webinar is being recorded and will be made available on our website at prestigepeo.com/webinars for your reference at any time. Now we'll get started with the webinar. Welcome, Keith and Susie.
Thank you, Carrie, and good morning, everyone. My name is Keith Bush. I'm a Senior Account Executive at MetLife. I've been with MetLife for 21 years and responsible for the overall relationship between MetLife and Prestige. We're excited to be discussing with you today a couple of the unique product offerings that we offer through our relationship with Prestige. And we'll be speaking to the three products, which are our Identity Theft and Fraud Protection Program, Aura. Then we'll get into the MetLife Pet Insurance Program. And last but not least, we'll be speaking auto and home program that we have a partnership with farmers. So we look forward to a great discussion, and I'll pass it over to Susie to introduce herself and get things started.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Susie Nickak. I'm a product director with Aura. Aura is a smart, simple digital wellness solution on a mission to make the internet a safer place for everyone. Our sole mission with MetLife is to remove the burden for the employees to have to navigate through the chaos of digital crime and safety. Aura offers a seamless solution with complete protection. As you can see here, identity theft continues to be a major issue in this day and age, and it kind of makes sense, right? We do everything online. We work online, we shop online, we bank online, we visit our doctors online. If you have children, you know they live their lives online as well. So it's no surprise that statistics of digital crime keep rising. In fact, for the first time in history, in 2020, we lost more due to digital crime than we did to home burglary. That number in 2021 has doubled from 3.3 billion to 6.9 billion, and unfortunately, it even doubled again for 2022. So it tells me a few things, right? It tells me that cyber criminals have tremendously evolved in the past few years with their schemes and tricks. Everyone will be vulnerable at some point, regardless of their age, regardless of their gender, and regardless of their status. If you see here, children are victim 51 times more likely to be victim of identity theft. And they don't even know about it until they turn 18 and they open up a line of coverage and they realize their credit is terrible. Also, when it comes to children, they're on their devices and we have to worry about cyberbullying and predators. So offering solutions for children is super key and important, but also on our stage of life, when it comes to our credit monitoring, having our social media account hacked. There's so many things that we need to worry about, but also seniors. Seniors still happen to be the most vulnerable when it comes to cybercrime. So what are we doing to protect them? Or what are solutions out there in the marketplace to protect the most vulnerable? As you can see here, there's a plethora of solutions in the marketplace, and that tends to be a little bit of a problem. If you were trying to figure this out on your own and navigate the world of digital safety, you'd be walking away with multiple solutions, multiple apps, quite a hefty price at the end of the month. So our sole mission with MetLife is to truly remove the burden for the employees that have to navigate through all this chaos. We offer a seamless solution with complete protection. We're actually the only provider in the marketplace to offer one solution, one app. So regardless of what stage in life you may be, or regardless of what stage your family may be in, you have coverage, you are protected. You have all of these services under one unified platform. And if you can see here, this is a lot simpler to utilize and see. We truly offer, along with removing the chaos from such a fragmented market, we're also offering you a simple solution, because truth be told, if it's not easily, conveniently accessible, we're not going to utilize a service. So it has to be easily, conveniently accessible in order for us to utilize a service. Not only is Aura protecting and monitoring your identity, but we're also your financial health by monitoring your credit and assets. We're also going to proactively remove your data from data brokers. There's actually a $250 billion industry of these data brokers that collect and sell our information. That's where you get all those spam calls and those scam calls. And the minute you're on with Aura, we automatically go ahead and remove your information from data brokers, and you'll start noticing less junk calls coming your way, less spam calls coming your way. Same when it comes to actual regular mail and email address. Employees also have the ability to monitor their children's devices by setting time limits on their screen, content filtering, what they can and can't view, really protect them from bullying and cyber predators. So there's a lot of things you can do with our parental control features that I happen to love because I have a 13-year-old son and a 10-year-old daughter, and I always have to worry about their online safety. But also caregivers. Caregivers and trusted family members can keep a pulse on family members' digital safety by receiving threat alerts on their behalf and by securely sharing files and account credentials as well. We also offer a password manager. So not only can you store your passwords in your password manager, we're not only going to identify weak and reused passwords, but we're also going to identify passwords that are found in a data breach or the dark web. But we're also going to suggest that you change your password and provide you a strong password. And if you click save, it'll be saved across all your devices. So again, the idea is to remove the thinking on behalf of the employee and really make your life a lot easier. We also are protecting your devices. You will get VPN protection along with antivirus protection for your devices. And if something were to ever occur, you are backed by a $5 million insurance policy per adult, and you have access to our customer care unit 24/7, 365 days of the year. Someone will be there to guide you and help you along the way if anything were ever to occur. So what makes Aura unique and different is a few things, as you can see here. Not only are we going to keep it simple by providing you one solution, one app, we're also regularly and highly rated in the App Store. I think as of today, we have a 4.7 star rating in the App Store, and we're constantly being recognized by industry experts and users. But what makes Aura unique is wherever possible, we're going to live in the we fix, we prevent category, not just alert you if something were to occur. And what I mean by that is we're proactive in that we proactively remove your data from data brokers, so that will help you stay away from scam calls and spam calls. We're proactively protecting your email address by providing you with an email alias. So if an institution experiences a breach, they don't have your real email address in place. They have an email alias. We're proactively protecting your passwords by not only identifying weak and reused passwords, but passwords found in the dark web or in a data breach. And we're proactively protecting your devices with VPN and antivirus protection. And also, when it comes to alerting is crucial and important, but we're going to do it the best because Aura is directly connected to all 3 credit bureaus. So therefore, you're going to get real-time alerts if something were to ever occur. And what I love about our product is our definition of family coverage. We truly have a broad definition and most inclusive definition of family coverage. All we tell you is, hey, if you're on a family plan, you can invite 10 adults. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter where they live. And each adult will have their own full-feature portal along with their own $5 million insurance policy. So if you're on a family plan, it's quite generous. Also, you can monitor an unlimited number of minors on your family plan. We also, with our partnership with MetLife, it's allowed us to do many wonderful things. Part of the things that we've done with MetLife is if you currently have the MetLife legal plan in place, you'll start noticing, and now if you have Aura too, you'll start noticing some connected benefits between the 2 platforms. A great example of this is when Aura detects a new mortgage loan inquiry on your Aura app, we will send you an alert advising you, hey, we noticed that a loaner viewed your mortgage or a loan will use your credit for a mortgage, just so you know, you have access to real estate attorneys through your MetLife legal plan. Would you like us to connect you to a MetLife legal attorney that can help you with your real estate questions or concerns? Another great example of this is if you're on your MetLife legal plan, if you're on your MetLife legal website and you're completing your digital will, Aura will say, hey, would you like us to store these precious documents onto your Aura vault? Well, we'll continuously scan the dark web to make sure your PII is not out there. But at the same time, you can securely share these precious documents in a safe, secure manner through your Aura vault. So again, the idea is if you have both solutions wherever possible, we're going to just remind you of the services that you have. So just to get on the two plans that you currently have today in place is the Protection Plan and the Protection Plus plan. If you can see here the rates between the two plans, there are some differentiators when it comes to the two plans being offered. On the Enhanced plan, you do receive 3B credit monitoring. You also have the ability to lock your credit with Experian, which happens to be the largest of the 3 credit bureaus. And you also have access to our credit simulator. Also, some of the differences between the two plans is the number of devices that we protect, that we cover. So on the Enhanced plan, the Protection Plus plan, we monitor an unlimited number of devices. So you do have antivirus VPN protection for an unlimited number of devices. So if you have 50 devices at home, that's how many we will cover. On the Protection plan, it is 2 devices per adult. Another few enhancements that you get with the Protection Plus plan is reputation protection with our social media monitoring and gamer tag monitoring. So, but for the most part, both plans are quite robust. On family coverage, still counts the same on both plans. 10 adults, unlimited number of minors. Both plans, you get the $5 million insurance policy per adult. You have access to 24/7, 365 days customer service. You have access to only one app, one solution under a unified platform. So any questions before I go through the demo? I'm going to stop sharing for 1 minute just this way I can get on the demo environment.
And just a reminder, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them into the chat, and we'll do our best to answer those along the way, or we'll address them at the end.
Yeah, I'm just going to full demo environment and share my screen again. All right, Keith, I just want to confirm that you're able to see the demo environment.
Yes.
All right, great. Thank you so much. I just want to let you all know that when you are registered with Aura, you can utilize your dashboard, whether you're on your mobile app or whether you're on the desktop. The user experience will be the same. So I'm going to walk you through a quick demo. The demo that we're going to review today is the Enhanced plan, the Protection Plus family plan. Again, remember there were some key differentiators between the two plans when it comes to the ability to lock your credit, number of devices we protect as well. So the beauty of Aura is some of the features are automatically activated. So we're already working on your behalf without you having to take any further steps. So once Prestige receives or MetLife receives your name on file, without you even having to download the Aura app, we're already working on your behalf. We take steps like dark web monitoring, credit monitoring, removal of your information from data brokers, financial transaction monitoring is activated, along with your $5 million insurance policy and access to our customer service for any questions or concerns. If you're enrolled in a family plan, again, the idea is to really focus on team effort within the family. As mentioned, you can add 10 adults. This is where you would add your family members, and you can monitor an unlimited number of minors. So just an example on my plan, I have my spouse, I have my parents, I have my in-laws, I have my 2 nieces and nephews that are over the age of 18, and my siblings. And as far as minors that I monitor, I have my 2 children, all of my nieces and nephews, and a handful of my girlfriend's children that they've requested that I monitor their Social Security, make sure it's not appearing on the dark web. So it really is a generous family plan. But the things that I love about our family plan is the team effort within the family. So you can share alerts, you can share credentials, you can share documents within your family plan. So a great example of this, my parents are not the most tech savvy when it comes to the digital space, but they all have phones, they're all utilizing it. So they share their alerts with me. So if anything were to occur, I would receive their alerts. With my husband, we share certain accounts, so we have the ability to share those accounts through Aura in a safe, secure way. If you have children, like I do, parental control features is crucial and key in this day and age. So not only do you have the ability to block content, filter what they can and can't view, monitor their social media account, you can also freeze their credit with all 3 credit bureaus. As I mentioned earlier, children happen to be the most victimized, and they have no idea until they turn 18. So there's a lot of things you can do within the family plan that I happen to love. And there are so many people that I know that are single, live alone, but they enroll in a family plan because they think Aura has such valuable solutions that can help their families and loved ones. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Even though you're single, if you're enrolled in a family plan, there's so many people that you can provide Aura to. As I mentioned, you have the ability to monitor your transactions. It simplifies your life. You can set up threshold limits for all of your accounts, and if it goes over those accounts, Aura will send you an alert. Credit monitoring, my favorite feature when it comes to credit monitoring is the ability to lock your credit with one click of a button. And if you lock your credit, it makes it impossible for a loaner to access your accounts. So if it makes it impossible for a loaner, it's going to make it impossible for a cyber criminal to try to access your accounts. Just as easy as to lock your credit, with one click of a button, you can unlock your credit. So again, that extra layer of protection. Again, your devices, unlimited number of devices per adult. And anything that's critical, you'll receive in multiple ways. You'll receive it on your dashboard, or you'll receive a text alert and an email alert from Aura of any situations that occurred. Your vault truly is where your identity monitoring just covers everything from dark web marketplaces, public records, new accounts being opened using your information, and also the removal of data broker sites. We also automatically detect home and vehicle titles associated with your name. And what I mean by we automatically remove your information from data brokers, as you can see here, there's a plethora of data brokers here that collect and sell your information. It's everywhere. So every month, Aura will scan all these data brokers, and if we see your information, we will automatically go on and remove it, and we'll do this every 30 to 60 days, as there's a reinsertion period of every 30 to 60 days with these data brokers. So it's one of my favorite features because, again, you'll start noticing less calls, less spam emails coming through. What I cannot demo here, and another feature we launched in 2024, available only on the enhanced plan, is our AI call and text screening. It's a feature that I love. I love it especially for my parents. Again, offering that extra layer of protection for the most vulnerable. And what our AI call and text screening does is if you get an unrecognizable call or an unrecognizable text, Aura will intervene. We will determine if it's a legitimate call or a legitimate text. If it is so, we will transfer that over to you. If it's a potential scam or a spam call or text, we will block that. You will receive a transcript of that information. You also can set certain numbers that you want to block going forward. We will make sure that we intervene and block that so you never receive. Again, the idea is to provide that extra layer of protection wherever possible. When it comes to passwords, as I mentioned, it's one of my favorite features because we take it one step further when we notice your password is on a breach or or the dark web. We're always on the go, right? So if we just suggest that you change your password No matter where you are, whether you're on your phone or desktop, we're going to suggest a strong password for you. You hit save, it'll be saved across all your devices. So again, the idea is to be proactive and remove the thinking on your behalf. And then also you have the ability to scan and store documents on your digital vault. I have all of my children's records on here. I have my living will. I have my life insurance policy, whatever passports, whatever documents you want scanned, anything that's on your digital vault, we will scan the dark web. So this way we'll always be making sure your information is not on the dark web. But you also can share any of your accounts, any of your passwords, any of your documents with family members in a safe, secure manner through your Aura Vault. I know I've gone through a handful of features. Are there any questions before I hand it off to Keith?
Okay. Well, thank you, Susie, for all the detailed information around the Aura program. So now we're going to transition into the MetLife Pet Insurance program. Next slide, Susie. So today, with the pet insurance and also on the auto and home side, I'm going to take you through the need, why you may want to consider these programs if you are a pet owner today, some of the details about the program, and of course, answer any questions that you have along the way. So let's talk about the need. What we've seen in the pet insurance side is that pet adoption is been on the rise. Really, since the COVID pandemic, there was a ton of first-time pet owners that came during the pandemic, and we've really seen that continue to rise since that point. But for example, there was 2.4 million dogs and cats adopted between January and November of 2020 alone. And again, we've seen that number rise significantly year over year. Just like with your children, I have 3 children under 10, have 2 cats, and just like with children, the pets become part of the family. And just like with most of us with our kids, the majority of us will put them first when it comes to their own needs. So 52% of pet parents spend more on their pets than they do on themselves on a month-to-month and year-to-year basis. And a lot of pet owners are willing to go to great lengths to ensure that their pets are okay. 1/3 of pet parents said that they usually end up exceeding their budget by at least $500 when they take their pets to the vet. And if you're like me, any pet owners out there, if you have the experience, every time that I've gone at prior to having insurance, it was something that I was spending at least $300 to $400 for just a basic wellness visit. And I have examples of myself with trying to determine and diagnose what was going on with one of my cats and spent almost out of pocket $2,000. So it can be very pricey, very expensive, and that's where the insurance can really come in to help you budget and take care of those needs. So with MetLife, just know that you're getting a experienced, trusted pet insurance program that's one of the fastest growing in the United States. We have over 1,200 plus group members. We're 4 times the growth in new policies in the last 2 years, so we're growing at a very fast rate. We pay a lot of claims, have a lot of experience. 2022, over $40 million of claims, over about 20 years of experience in the pet industry. And the experience is a very strong one with a 75 net promoter score on average of what we're seeing the experience from employees. And this is the reimbursement program, and we pay claims faster than most in the industry. With 100% of claims processed within 10 business days or less, receive the full claim information regarding your pet experience. So the coverage when it comes to the pet, it's very flexible based on your needs. And the coverage is going to include coverage for dog, cat, exotic animals, like pets, like birds, reptiles, things of that nature, really going to cover all your pet needs in that manner. But when it comes to the actual plan design, there's a lot of flexibility. It's going to cover your accidents and illnesses and those unexpected things, so the injuries, broken legs, object ingestion, covered illnesses such as allergies, ear infections, masses, cancer, hip dysplasia. But also you can add riders for the wellness side to covering those wellness visits that you're having on a year-to-year basis for your vaccinations, flea, ticks, medications, wellness visits, teeth cleaning, spray and neuter, and much more. Mentioned on the previous slide, The coverage is very flexible and very comprehensive, and you'll have the ability to kind of pick and choose which coverage is right for your pet needs. It's going to cover those essential needs, as we talked about, those cancer, diabetes, ear infections, pancreatitis, hip dysplasia, those wellness visits through on the previous slide, but it's even coverage for sophisticated care like laser therapy, holistic care, acupuncture, hydrotherapy, IVD, grief counseling, and much more. There's also telehealth visits, mortality benefits, lost pets coverage, boarding fees, partner rewards, deductible savings, and much more. And there really is no surprises with the coverage. And so coverage includes exam fees, diagnostics, prescription medication, previously covered pre-existing conditions when switching provider. That's a big one. So if you currently have pet coverage today through another carrier and you're interested in seeing if the MetLife Pet Insurance Prestige could work for you, that just know that if you have coverage today, if there is a condition that happened, let's say to your dog, that is now would be considered pre-existing, if you are switching policies to MetLife, if it was covered under your prior policy, it will be covered under MetLife. There will be no gaps as long as it was covered under your prior policy. So it kind of removes that pre-existing kind of condition concern that you may have when you're switching carriers. There's no breed exclusions with our program. I talked about the pre-existing condition. We're the only provider offering multiple plans, so you can have multiple policies covered, multiple pets covered under one policy. You can add that preventative care rider. And we've been recognized in the industry as being a leader, and with the 2023, we won the Pet Innovation Award. So let's talk about, I mentioned earlier, the flexibility of the policy. So when you're calling to get a quote, or you're going on our website through the Prestige website, and we'll drop that in the chat for anyone that needs that, and also follow up with some material on how to get a quote. But you'll have options of what on benefit limits of from $500 to $25,000, or you can even choose an unlimited annual max option. So again, you have flexibility to choose your benefit limit. The most popular limit that we see is a $5,000 benefit, as you're seeing on the right side of the slide. You also have the ability to flex your deductible. Your deductible is that one time that you have to fulfill before the insurance starts kicking in. It could be $0 up to $2,500 annually. Okay, and then once you choose that deductible, you'll have reimbursement limits. So you can choose up to a 90% reimbursement plan. What does that mean? Well, if you're going to any licensed vet, hospital, or veterinary clinic in the United States, it doesn't matter where you go, as long as it's in the U.S. and they're a licensed vet, you will take the bill from your visit, and you will submit that to MetLife. And based on the reimbursement percentage you choose, again, up to 90%, you would have 90% coming back to you to choose the 90% plan. So if it was $1,000 in expenses, you leave $900 back and be out of pocket for $100 using that example. Okay, the most popular plan that we see is a $5,000 benefit limit, a $2,500 annual deductible, 90% reimbursement, and with having wellness visit included. The wellness visits are covered at 100% in those situations. Giving you an idea of how much that costs, the premium on a year, the whole experience for a 2-year mixed dog, it's between $500 and $600 per year. A 2-year-old mixed cat, $300 to $400 per year. The costs are going to vary based upon your individual needs, the breed that you are enrolling in the plan, the age of that dog, cat, bird, exotic pet, and then the area you live. Those are the factors that are really going to be going into your quote, and of course the plan option that you choose. But the rates, again, are going to be discounted, so you cannot get these same rates outside of the Prestige program. So these are going to be discounted rates, again, that you would not be able to get on your own. So let's talk about the actual experience when you're getting a quote and how that works. Again, you'll be asked if you go either calling the 1-800-GET-MET8 number, or if you're going to the Prestige, through the PrestigePEO, so MetLife.com/PrestigePEO. Susie has put that in the chat, and again, we'll follow up with that if you're interested in getting a quote. But you'll be asked for some basic information: the zip code that you live, right? The pet, a little bit about the pet, the species, age, and breed. And then you're going to go through the policy options and select the options that work best for you. And again, you're getting some discounts that you would not get on your own just for the Prestige relationship. So you're getting a 10% discount there, but there's also additional discounts that you would have available if you're a military or a veteran or first responder, active healthcare worker as well. But you're getting discounts, again, that you cannot get on your own for truly a best-in-class program. So again, just a reminder, if you have any questions, feel free to throw them into the chat. Glad to address it on the way. And again, we'll then open it up at the end if we have time to answer any live questions. So now we're going to transition into the auto and home program. MetLife established a relationship. MetLife was the largest group auto and home carrier in the industry, and a couple of years ago decided to partner with Farmers as our partnership through the auto and home side. So through the Prestige relationship, you have the ability to get a group discounted program that you can't get on your own with one of the top property and casualty insurers in the U.S. So let's talk about the need and kind of what's going on in the auto and home market. Many of you have probably seen in the news as of late, there's a lot of noise around auto and home as it relates to the certain markets, especially in the likes of California, Florida. They've been hit with some really with various natural weather events. And as of September of 2023, the U.S. has set a record with 23 weather disasters, each causing over $1 billion and is totaling $58 billion, and that wasn't even a full fiscal year. Okay, so there's been huge losses that we've seen in the property and casualty space. So those insurers that are in that market. In those markets, and in particular, what has happened in California, for example, they decided to not really allow insurers to refile rates that they felt were needed to cover the additional risk that they were seeing from weather events. So some carriers have actually exited the market and exited markets in a big way, and not just small carriers. Major carriers like the State Farm, not even in the California market anymore. So these are some of the things that we're seeing across the country. We're seeing also folks looking more so than we've ever seen before in recent history around looking for other options, alternatives, because of the inflationary pressures that everyone is facing in the U.S. That is affecting the auto and home market as well. Where we're seeing 1 in 8, so 12.5% of auto insurance policies are shopping for new policies. It's really at an all-time high because folks are looking at staring down significant increases that they haven't seen but have enjoyed historically really flat renewals, and that has not been the case as of late due to the additional pressures, the losses some of the carriers are seeing, and the constraints that I've mentioned. Inflationary pressures, construction costs are up 34% due to the ongoing supply chain issues, labor shortage, and inflationary pressures that we're seeing there. In 2002, auto insurers incurred claims and expenses that were 12% higher than the total premiums collected. So those claims, not just on the home side, but on the auto side as well, significant losses. So what happens there tends to be renewal action that we all face as policyholders. All of us need, in almost every state, you're required if you're driving a car to have insurance, right? If you're a homeowner, in a lot of situations, you're going to have insurance as well. Even if rental, there's options there. So these are programs that you need, right? And you're getting today, but you have the ability through the Prestige Auto and Home program to get savings that you can't get on your own. So that's savings you want all in one place. What coverage options are available? Now, this program, we cannot guarantee savings for each person that calls. We just can't. It's individual pricing. It's based on your individual needs, your driving history, your credit history, the number of cars that you have, the type of cars you have, the type of house, all of these factors, where you live, all these factors are going to go into your individual pricing, but you're getting discounted pricing that you would not be able to get on your own through this program. So it makes sense for you to try to seek it if you're interested in learning more, because there is hopefully a good chance. We see about one out of three worksite members are usually able to save and they bind coverage. So what kind of coverage is available? Auto, home, renters, condo, and then also the personal lines like RV, boat, flood, motorcycle, personal excess liability protection, also known as umbrella coverage. And then if you're bundling multiple policies, you're getting additional discounts there as well. But what we saw in 2023, the average savings was around $906 that we saw from bundling policies, and we saw over $600 on savings on auto alone for those that bound coverage. And we typically about one out of three worksite members that call will see savings and bind coverage. The discounts of where you work, discounts for being a part of the Prestige relationship. If you've been with your company for 8 years or more, all right, then you also get a 10-year discount as well. You get some automated payment discounts depending upon the options that you choose on the billing side. If you have multiple policies together, you're getting discounts there. And there's also some deductible savings benefits that are also intertwined with the program. And you're getting some of the most comprehensive contracts in the industry as well. Not every contract is equal. So if you're interested in seeing if this program makes sense for you, what I would suggest is when you make the call in, and if you go to the next slide, Susie, the best way to seek a quote is to call the 800 number, 800-438-6381, okay? And when you call, have your deck page, that's that front page of your policy, if it's for an auto or home, which you're gonna have the policy limits because you wanna make sure it's apples to apples. The folks you're going to be talking with are not salespeople. They're there to consult you and help you through the process. And because we get peppered with commercials almost on a nightly basis if we're watching TV around XY insurance carrier saying that they're going to save money in this time or less and not using any taglines. But it's easy sometimes to save if the coverage is not the same. So you want to make sure you're comparing apples to apples, and that's what our consultants will walk you through to ensure you are, and to see if the plans are right for you. And then you can make adjustments, but you want to at least get that baseline to ensure that you're matching what you have today, see what those pricings are, and again, to see if those plans make sense for you. As far as on the enrollment, what's nice about the auto and home program, also the pet insurance, these are plans that you can enroll at any time during the year. It's not a once-a-year election. Because our policies renew at different times, you do have that flexibility to enroll at any time during the year. They're also direct billed. So these are programs that would be directly billed to you on the individual level for those needs that you have. But different than the ORA program. ORA, we have the ORA Identity Theft and Fraud Protection Program that we went through earlier in the conversation. That's a once-a-year enrollment, but Prestige has this special enrollment going on right now, giving you an option to enroll during this mid-year time period. But again, those are typically, the ORA plan is something that is typically a once-a-year election during your open enrollment time period. But right now, we have the special enrollment period going on through Prestige. That's what we have for prepared commentary. Now we'll either check the chat, and I don't think we've really had much come through, but we'll open it up also for any questions that may be out there.
Great. Well, thank you so much to you, Keith and Susie. We appreciate you taking the time out to provide us with this helpful presentation. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. The recording of this webinar is available on our website at prestigepeo.com/webinars. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact your benefits specialist for further assistance. Don't forget to check your inbox for our monthly Insights newsletter, delivering the latest HR news. And connect with us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter for the latest information at PrestigePEO. Lastly, don't miss out on our Prestige Go mobile app, which provides access to benefits information on-the-go support from your HR team. Thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you again next time.